What's up, Latin? Welcome back to a new series called Sin Filtro, where we're going to be talking about politics, current events, and just giving our bold opinions sin filtro. But with that being said, make sure you're liking, sharing, and most importantly, subscribing as we're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers. Also, check out our website, LatinWealthClub.com, where I post articles on politics and finance. You can sign up for our newsletter today. If you look in the description, we have a link to our Discord with 47 members of like-minded individuals looking to build wealth, get fit, and just, bullshit pretty much. Join the Discord today, join the community, and get to know Latin Wealth Club. But with that being said, this is your host, MP, and behind the scenes.
AZ.
How are you doing, AZ?
Can't complain, bro. How about you?
Good. Have your lungs been affected by these LA fires, bro?
I've been indoors.
Have you been indoors?
That's it. I go from outside to the car is somewhere indoors.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that was affected by the fires, bro, personally?
No.
Thankfully?
Yeah,
me neither.
Lives in the projects, so they're not all the way out there. A little too rich.
A little too rich for that.
A little too rich.
That's funny, man. So these Los Angeles fires are pretty wild, bro. I think we had like 4 or 5 at one point, maybe even 6.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous, bro. But a lot of things have been coming out, bro. Like LA City Mayor Karen Bass cut the budget to LAFD. DEI hire Karen Bass. She's not doing her job. She came into office running on solving the homelessness, only to defund LAFD to cause more homelessness. Ain't that some shit, AZ?
It's crazy. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think it's crazy that when she got interviewed, she was saying, and I quote, let me get the quote. She said, and I quote, implementing a $17.6 million budget cut to the Los Angeles Fire Department, there was no reductions that were made that would have impacted the situation. Yet, DEI hire Kristen Cowie criticized Karen Bass.
Was your budget for the fiscal year 2024-2025 cut?
I can tell you, I'm going to even go back further than that. Again, since day one, we've identified huge gaps in regard to our service delivery and our ability from our firefighters, boots on the ground, to do their jobs. Since day one, this is my 3rd budget as we're going into 25-26. What I can tell you is we are still understaffed, we're still under-resourced, and we're still underfunded.
Not only this, but, we can't just go based off what the media is saying, right? I have a cousin. I'm not going to name him. I don't want to disclose his personal information, but I have a primo that is a LA City firefighter. That is an active LA City firefighter. He's probably stationed, if I'm not mistaken, over there in Slauson. And he told me, Mario, we are under-resourced. We have no apparatus to actually go fight the fire. So even if I wanted to go out there and fight, I have no apparatus. What the apparatus are the tanks and the masks for oxygen. So if they're going to go out there and fight, they're fighting without apparatuses. Shout out to Karen Bass, you DEI hire. I mean, you really got hired for being a black woman, saying that you're going to get the job done, only to defund LAFD? Come on now. You need to get with the program, Karen Bass. Yeah, I'm an LA native. I didn't vote for you. And I'm sure millions of people didn't vote for you either. But you let us down. And most importantly, you let your DEI community down. Because West Hollywood got affected. All those fat over there probably are all mad at you. Even though you're backing their community. And not only that, bro, but let's talk about Governor Gavin Newsom. This guy was prioritizing government regulations in protecting a certain species of Delta smelt. Yeah, he put Delta smelt in front of human beings. Can you believe that? He put a species of fish over human lives? So he let water flow out, lowering the supply of water that could have been, put in these reserves so that the infrastructure could easily supply the demand of water to these fires. But guess what? He wanted to save a certain species of fish, lowering the supply, causing the supply to demand of water to be higher than what the supply was. That's why there's a lot of these fire hydrants that didn't have water. Again, I texted my primo, an active LAFD firefighter, and he told me, Mario, check it out. This is our game plan. We're fighting the fire block by block. if let's say, for example, the fire's on 20th Street, we're going to be on 21st Street trying to protect civilian belongings and infrastructure. But as soon as that fire gets to 21st Street, we're going to have to move to 22nd Street. They're playing defense. They're not playing offense because guess what? They have no apparatus, no water. And like he said, it could be an infrastructure issue or it could be a supply issue. But more than likely, I'm going to assume it's a supply issue. Thank you, Gavin Newsom. Now let's go on, right, with Sin Filtro with Donald Trump. I'm not sure if you heard this, AZ. There's a lot of deportations going around in Bakersfield. Now probably even Fresno and Sacramento are next. A lot of raza, ignorant raza, libtard raza are saying that this is because of Trump. And it's kind of weird. He hasn't even been in office. I mean, he's still what? Today's the 9th? He still has 11 days until he's in office, and yet they're blaming Trump. How idiotic can you be to blame Trump when Joe Biden's still in office and your CA governor is still Gavin Newsom? What are your thoughts and opinions on this, AZ?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you're right. Trump's not in office, so he can't make those calls yet. So I don't know why people are blaming him just yet. But do you know why the reasons they're all of a sudden picking up now?
I'm sure Biden wants to clean up the mess he made.
You think that's what it is?
I think that's what it is, bro. He wants to at least do a little bit of something. Because, he was criticized for his border.
Of course.
The border czar with, what's her name again? Oh, Camel Toe.
Crazy.
Camel Toe Harris, the border czar. They failed at her job. Yeah, and I'm glad you lost the fucking presidential election. And yeah, dude, I don't know if you've seen this. There's an article that came out that's saying that she's a young politician and she's going to be in politics for years to come and she's more than likely going to run for president again. Ridiculous. Hopefully I run against you because I'll fucking blow the doors out of you, bro. You're a scumbag. You're a scumbag, Camel Toe. I'm going to tell you that right now. And with that being said, let's talk about the Panama Canal. The U.S. built the Panama Canal in 1914, but Jimmy Carter in 1977 made a treaty with Panama, giving them full power of the Panama Canal in 1999. This caused the Panama Canal to pretty much be controlled by Panama, even though they didn't build it. They did not build it. Sorry. I mean, if we built it, I think we should have full control of it. That's just from a nationalistic standpoint. What are your thoughts and opinion, AZ?
I'm a little bit more, leaning towards, I think it's fine. I mean, it's rightfully theirs. It's their land at the end of the day. I do understand your point where we did fund it, so we should probably...
We constructed it also. Let me just make that known too.
Oh, we built
we built it. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what happened because that's what it says on my research that we constructed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, either way, I don't know. For me, it's like on their land. I do agree that they're scamming us though. We should definitely be getting far better prices than everybody else.
Of course.
So, I'm there with you on that one. But yeah, I do think
I do have a discussion point for you. Would it be fair if maybe we still give them control, but we make them like Puerto Rico and we make them a U.S. territory?
That's a slippery slope right there, I feel like. That's a slippery slope right there just because...
what's the benefit of that, right?
Yeah.
That they're born Americans.
Yes, of course. I think they'll be pretty much for that for the most part because I think now they'll be able to travel freely over here, right?
Yes.
There's no restrictions.
No restrictions.
So I think they'll be for that, but it's a slippery slope because I think China also has their hand over there in Panama. So if now it becomes a U.S. territory, now China's going to be like, well, what the fuck? We invested a shit ton of money in Panama as well, and it's going to become more of a problem, So I
mean, we already beef it with China, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, man. China K all day. And with that being said, let's also move on to Canada, right? Trump has talked about a lot of tariffs and putting tariffs on Canada, and Canada was not happy with it. And Trump pretty much responded with, well, you could always become the 51st state if you don't want to pay the tariffs. What are your thoughts and opinion on that, AZ?
Fuck Canada. Fuck them.
We don't need them?
No, we don't need fucking Canada.
Have them pay the tariffs?
Have them pay the tariffs, yeah. No, I don't know. I just think that our politics will not mix well with theirs. And it's going to be a huge change, and I just don't think people are going to like it.
You don't want to make Canadian bacon American bacon?
I know.
You don't want to make maple syrup?
No,
fucking American staple?
No. Then we're gonna invade for maple syrup other countries, bro.
Oh man, what about the Greenland acquisition that he also said? I think that would be a nice strategic plan right there. What about you?
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah, you're okay with that one.
That's a good deal.
And you got to also remember, bro, this is nothing new to the U.S. Yeah. We also acquired Alaska from Russia.
That's right.
So I mean, if we acquire, I wouldn't mind acquiring Panama. Canada, Greenland. You know, hey, why not make America 10 times bigger?
True.
You know, but yeah, you're right about Canada being politically different as they're more
Very.
socialist.
Yeah, very.
Right. But I mean, again, they're unhappy with their prime minister. Do you think there might be a change in their philosophy?
I just think it's going to be too much for them. They're not going to be able to handle the transition to American politics. It's far different. I think you're right where a lot of people are very upset with their, current, what is it? It's not a president?
Prime minister.
Whatever, same
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right? I think, I've heard a lot of people are not happy with it. I just think it's going to be way too different.
Don't you think it's kind of weird that their prime minister kind of looks like Fidel Castro?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like that's kind of weird,
It's
huh?
funny. It's funny.
Might be his mom's side guy,
Long lost
right?
cousin or what?
I think that's his father somehow, bro. It's kind of weird how they look exactly like. Now going to the Gulf of Mexico, Trump has also talked about maybe even changing the name to the Gulf of America. As being Chicano, being from Mexican parents, I don't know. I haven't really spoke to my dad about this or really anyone that's a Mexican national, but changing the name to the Gulf of America is a chess move in my eyes because, again, I think, contribute a lot to that area, and we also pump a lot of oil from that area. What are your thoughts and opinion of that, bro? Should we change the name? Should we keep the name the Gulf of Mexico, or should we just make it the Gulf of America? What are your opinions?
I don't really care. I think we talked about this a little bit over text.
Yeah.
I don't really care. I feel like we're kind of, Trump is kind of focusing on stuff that I was hoping he would not. Like I saw a meme today is saying like, oh, focusing on the price of eggs, or focusing on the name of the Mexican Gulf or whatever. So it was kind of like making fun of like, what are we really focusing on here? Like, what's the priority now?
I mean, he has covered both areas. I will say.
What?
He's covered about bringing inflation down and stuff like that. He has covered that. So it's like, memes like that kind of don't make sense sometimes. But I think those are more like the hater memes. Like they're just trying to call him out for something.
I feel like it's the sentiment of a lot of people right now. It's not really like calling him out specifically. It's just the sentiment of how we feel about America as a whole.
I think
right
for
now.
conservatives, we understand he's already covered that issue. And I think it's just the left really criticizing for what he's trying to talk about now.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's covering it and then there's actually doing it. So it's kind of like, well, we're waiting for the do, Hopefully
It's also
Trump-
11 days away. Going back
So
to
there's
like the
some time,
deportation
for sure.
stuff, you
There's
can't
some
blame
time.
him for shit yet.
No, you're right. And but it just feels like, okay, well, why are you talking about this instead of, kind of what really matters to us?
Because he's already talked. That's what he campaigned on.
Yeah, I just hope that's still continues.
I just want to make that clear, though. He
Yeah.
campaigned on all that, so it's kind of like right now. I think he's
Yeah.
focusing on maybe the issues he didn't get to cover during his campaigns.
Yeah, I truly hope so. But I hope this doesn't transition like.
Seems
it's
like you're going to be a big Trump critique.
No, not yeah. Well, sure, I'm gonna be.
Me too.
critiquing
No, me
anybody.
too. We have to be.
We
Yeah.
have to be. We have to be critiques of everybody. But I just hope it follows through and it's not gonna change into okay, we're gonna be doing the same shit from before.
Yeah.
you
And
know?
then I got a bonus subject for you, bro.
All right.
How do you feel about Hillary Clinton and George Soros getting the Nobel Prize or some shit like
Yeah,
that?
that was random.
Or the Peace Prize? I don't know what it was.
That
Was it the
random.
Nobel?
It was I think it was peace. I think it was a peace prize. I think. Yeah, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Neither of them deserve either of the.
No, they're
Yeah.
fucking white devils.
Yeah,
I mean, straight up, bro.
It was just random. It was like, why? What was the point of this? It's
Look,
like, what the fuck?
I truly want everyone here that's listening to look up what George Soros funds, look up some of the conspiracies behind that guy, and you'll see he's not a great guy. And Hillary Clinton, let's not forget your lost emails, your deleted emails. We still have a lot of talk about Pizzagate, you child molester.
Dang.
And your husband, we know he visited Epstein's Island. Let's not forget that. But with that being said, this is going to be at the end of the first episode of the new series called Sin Filtro, where we keep you updated on politics, current events, and give you our bold opinions. And if you don't like it, you can fuck off. With that being said, all money in, no money out. Stay dedicated, stay motivated, and we'll see you on the next one at Wealth Club. Don't be a little bitch.
I didn't know you were trying to get killed, buddy. I didn't know you were trying to get killed.